One of the things that I know that you've mentioned is that we do live in unprecedented times. And when COVID began, I got emails from the place that I took a neighbor's dog to get cleaned, and they were like, "We live in unprecedented times." So, as this dog grooming society, so it was used to the point where it became a cliche.
Yeah.
But are we really in unprecedented times, and how could we be able to discern or know that?
I think we are in unprecedented times on two levels. One, we're living at a time in history where, for the first time ever, society's moral values have no justification beyond themselves. Typically throughout history, all societies across the face of the globe have justified their moral orders by some kind of sacred order, whether we're dealing with Native Americans, whether you're dealing with Chinese, whether you're dealing with Russia, whether you're dealing with Europe, whether you're dealing with America. All societies have looked beyond themselves in order to justify their social orders. We now have nothing beyond our immediate social order by which to justify a social order, which makes the social order very unstable and helps to explain many of the changes and the apparent flux that we see around us. Secondly, we live in a highly technological age where the power of technology in shaping how we imagine the world is unprecedented. And that also it's not just the sheer scope of technology, it's the speed at which technology changes. So first of all, we live in a world which is almost entirely now technologically mediated to us. And secondly, it's a world where technology is changing very, very fast. And that has social implications. If you go back to the Reformation, one could look at the history of the Reformation and say the Reformation is 150 years of bloody chaos in Europe, precipitated by the changes that come in the wake of the invention of the printing press. One technological development transforms Europe and leads to 150 years of social instability until such time as an equilibrium can be found. We have technological developments happening on so many fronts, so fast, all the time today, that what we're witnessing is what sociologists call an era of social acceleration. In other words, the next technological development comes along before we've been able to assimilate and stabilize relative to the one that just arrived. That's what gives us this feeling of vertigo, this feeling of dizziness as we try to get a handle on the world around us. That's unprecedented in human history. And I think the combination of those two things, one might say a morally unstable framework for looking at the world and a highly technological unstable framework for handling the world, those two things make this time unprecedented.